Got a major update for you tonight on a story that we first brought you as an exclusive just last week. This whole new type of fraud that is wiping out the life savings of older people in North Texas and, in fact, across the country. Let me show you. We were there in Irving and Frisco just last week when authorities made arrests in what they have called now, and they've given it the code name of Gold Bar Scam. And tonight, for you, for the very first time, a North Texas family that has fallen victim to this scheme is opening up exclusively to our J.D. Miles about their massive loss.
There's a new problem in North Texas. Millions of dollars have been lost as a result of this new wave of crime described by local authorities as a gold bar scam. This scam targeted elders and pensioners. The aftermath often leaves the victims devastated and their families in despair. Today, we will dive into the sad story of Robert Brown in Little Elm, Texas. Brown was described by his daughter Katie as a dependable father who always looked out for his family. Simply put, Robert Brown was a man that gave his all to see his family happy. So he built a nice nest egg to enable his children to live well after he dies. The widower had over $2 million saved before disaster struck.
But Katie Brown says her dad lost it all in April after replying to an email.
All of this could have been avoided by just hitting delete.
Brown says her father fell victim to what authorities call the gold bar scam. Photos of fake law enforcement badges.
People don't often go out to look for trouble, and Mr. Brown didn't either. However, his troubles found him in the form of an email. Taking a look at the email Mr. Brown received, you will be forgiven for thinking like he did. This email claimed his bank account faced a security breach, the first step in a tight web of deceit. Then they advised him to take out the money in his savings to buy gold bars. Next, these scammers posing as officials from the Social Security Administration and IRS bombarded him with calls alleging frozen assets and impending arrest. Brown convinced his legacy hung in the balance, liquidated retirement funds, sold property, and secured loans to buy gold bars. 38 in total, worth over $2 million.
In Brown's case, the fraud was very convincing.
He even logged onto his computer and was able to show him fraudulent sites to try to build this trust with my dad.
Brown was coerced into converting his life savings to gold through his bank and then handed over to a local courier who promised to safeguard it. But Brown never saw the money again, and his daughter says he died in November, still heartbroken over what happened.
It really impacted his faith in people. I know that it took a physical toll on him. It certainly took an emotional toll.
A handful of men believed to be North Texas couriers in the fraud scheme have been arrested by the...
These scammers didn't choose gold by mistake. There is a logic behind their thinking. Gold has always been the most obvious investment option for people over the years because its value is always increasing. But not all that glitters is gold. In recent times, various scammers have emerged using gold as their safest option to swindle victims.
Step outside, sir. Step outside, sir.
On Thursday, authorities raided jewelry stores in Irving and Frisco, arresting the operators. They are accused of melting down the gold bar.
The scammers moved quickly, manipulating Brown through phony websites mimicking real financial firms, complete with bogus documents. They insisted gold represented the sole safe haven from fabricated threats like money laundering probes. Local dealers unwittingly facilitated massive purchases as scammers dictated every move via spoofed numbers and altered voices. Runners in unmarked vehicles collected bars multiple times weekly, issuing fake receipts for secure vaults. This persistence exposed the operation's overseas origins, likely call centers in India or West Africa. Their persistence paid off handsomely as they stripped Brown of everything over nearly a year.
Into jewelry and shipping it overseas. Authorities say since our reports last week on those jewelry store raids, 4 more local victims have...
Over time, relatives grew alarmed by erratic finances and Brown's growing secrecy, including hours-long calls with his so-called advisors. He grew defensive, convinced he safeguarded his family's future against elite threats. Confrontation revealed the full extent, emptied accounts and mounting debt. So they did the only thing they could, get the police involved. Even though the police moved swiftly, Brown never recovered the funds lost before he died. But their action is still commendable, as sharing publicly aims to warn others before isolation claims another victim.
I am so grateful to everyone involved, all of the police departments and everyone that has supported them and is helping to spread the word, because this is unconscionable.
North Texas Heats has become a hotspot in gold bar scams plaguing the U.S., with FBI tallies exceeding 600 victims and $100 million lost since 2023. Recent raids on Irving and Frisco jewelry stores seized millions, linking them to melting stolen bars into sellable goods. Sadly, recovery odds hover below 10%, fueling urgent task forces. This Little Elm saga ties into a $55 million DFW probe identifying over 200 victims. But you can beat them and save yourself and your loved ones if you understand how they operate. Scammers launch with panic-inducing alerts about compromised accounts or warrants, then offer exclusive fixes via precious metals. Fake badges, uniformed video actors, and warnings against family or banks build illusionary credibility. Victims face isolation mandates, repeating deliveries under urgency. You can also look out for unwitting local players. These are the ones that often handle pickups, vanishing into black markets. Above all, if you have seniors over 70, especially widowers, don't allow them to be by themselves because they fit the profile perfectly. Most importantly, everyone has to educate themselves with these new schemes. Honestly, knowledge stands as the frontline defense. Therefore, you must verify independently, monitor elders' finances, and shatter silence around scams.